Hello, so today we are going to do this problem, which is part of today's contest. Find subarrays with equal sum. So part of the weekly contest. The problem says we have an integer array of numbers. And then we want to determine if there exist two subarrays, right? Such that are of length 2 with equal sum. So we want to determine if in the entire array there are two subarrays with equal sum, and those two arrays need to start from different indices. And we want to return true if we find such subarrays, and return false otherwise. And basically, subarray here we mean it's contiguous non-empty sequence, right? And also they are of length 2 anyway, right? So if we take a look at this array here, 4-2 has length 6 and 2-4 has length 6, so we can return true. The sum is equal, right? So you can notice here they don't have to be independent, like they can share an element. It's just that the start needs to be different for both arrays. With this one, we can't really make any pairs of two arrays with length 2 of equal sum. Alright, if you tried 3-3, 3-4, that doesn't work. 4-5, 3-4, that doesn't work. Yeah, so there is no solution, we return false. With this 0-0, there is a solution where we can use 0-0 and then 0-0. Yeah, so this one, there is a solution, we return true. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. The length of the array is at most 10 to the power of 3, 1000. So yeah, should be straightforward to solve. So let's get started. Okay, so the easiest way to solve it is to just use a hash set, right? So we can use a hash set to keep track of the sums we've seen so far, and then try every start, right? So try every start of and then take the array of length 2. So for example, with this array, which is a bigger one, so it would be easier, we'll have a hash set, maybe call it what we've seen so far or seen, right? So this would be a hash set, and so we will start from each index. So here we have the index 1, 2, 3, 4. And what we'll do is we'll start from each index. So we'll start first from 0 and take the sum of the 2, because we want only of length 2, so we just take the length of the 2 next to each other. So it would be 1 plus 2. So that's 3. We check if the sum exists in scene. If it exists already, which means we found it before, we return true. But if we finish the traversing all the indices and we didn't find scene before, we return false. And this would mean scene basically means that if we find it, means we found two subarrays of length 2 that start at different indices, because we are traversing each index one after the other. So if we find two that are equal to each other, basically by checking the sum exists already, this would be S, by the way, then we can return true because we found two that are equal. And so here we'll start out with this one S. It doesn't exist, so no solution yet. 3. We will go to 1. 2 plus 3, that's 5. Do we have 5 already? No, so we add 5. We go to the second the index after that, 3. 3 plus 4, that's 7. Do we have 7 already? No, so we add 7. And then we go next, 4 plus 5, that's 9. Do we have 9? No, so we add 9. But since we didn't find it at all and we finish it traversing the array, we return false. Right? If we were to do it in the other example, where we return true, this one, we can just traverse here. So this would be 0, 1, 2, right? And so our scene empty at first, and then we start out with the first index 0, 4 plus 2, that's 6. And then we start at the second index, 4 plus 2, do we have, which is 6, do we have 6 already? Yes. And so we return true, right? So that's the idea. Yeah, and whenever you have a problem with an array where you are looking for equal sums, always think about using this set way of doing things, or using a hash map also works. Cool. Okay, so let's do this. So we just store the length of the array here, and then we have a scene set, and then we'll go through the range. So since we want to have only length 2, right? There is no need to go into the last one because you can't construct an array of length 2 starting from here. So that's why we can start from 0 but end at n minus 1, right? And then here we will do, so x is just the sum, or let's call it s. That would be the sum of the subarray of length 2 starting at I, so that would be just the sum of the number at I and at I plus 1. And we'll check if it's in scene, right? We return true. And if we finish and we haven't seen it yet, we return false, right? So let's run this. Looks like there is a small problem here. Yeah, we didn't add, we should add to scene after, right? So that if we go to the next iteration, we can find it. If we don't add, then this would always be false. So let's run this here. Submit. Cool, so that passes test cases. Yeah, you can also use a hash map, or you could do 2 for loops. That should also work. In terms of time complexity, we are doing 1 loop, so it's O and time. And then in terms of space, we are using only this hash set, so it's O and space as well. Yeah, so I think that's pretty much it for this problem. Please like and subscribe, and see you on the next one.